All right, welcome back to day number 9 for training for a marathon. So, a couple updates. I didn't get to run this entire week because my fiance just got back to work from after having our little daughter. So we've been figuring all that stuff out for this past week, and it's been a little bit of a rough week to find some time to take care of everything and go train. But today is Sunday, so we're gonna hop back on the grind. And today's goal is just to complete the run. I'm gonna try and go for a smooth 3 to 4 miles. Just kicking and trucking, no really going fast. Just the goal here is just to run and get it done. So unfortunately, it is what it is with our life situation. So we still got to get the work in. We still got, I don't know, I'll figure it out at the end of the video. But yeah, they're not here right now. They're out with my in-laws, my soon-to-be in-laws. So I'm gonna go on my run. We'll have some time to actually break down the last couple weeks and everything. So yep, we're gonna go knock out a quick little run and see what we can do. And yeah, we'll see if we can update during the video or not, or during the run. I mean, just because yeah, I think we're gonna try and focus on just getting it done instead of trying to record things, because I don't like missing out on actually getting the run stuff done. But without further ado, it's 4:30, so we're gonna go ahead and hop out the apartment and go on a run and see how far we can go. So catch you in the next clip. All right, we'll make this a quick update. We're 0.6 miles in right now. We're on about a 10 and a half minute pace, which is totally fine. It's like I said, our goal is distance today, not quickness. I'm taking a breather because I just ran up, I don't know if that's good enough to see, but 2 rather large hills. One in my little neighborhood and one on the main road. So yeah, it's a little hefty. I know we got to get used to them eventually, but for now I'm all right with it. We still attacked them pretty good, so yeah, not too bad. So we're gonna just taking a little breather to gather our thoughts, and I think the remainder of the run will be kind of one big downhill and then like a slow and steady incline until it's time to turn around and come back. And then we'll obviously be the reverse of what we just said, but so we'll see how that goes. Be very interesting. My goal is not to stop very often, even if I'm running slow. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, 0.6 in right now. Still got a little while to go, so catch you on the flip side. All right, so we've officially made it 1.5 miles in. Not proud to admit, but I stopped a lot more than I had thought. One being crossing a lot of intersections on the main road. So this run today, I'm running like far away from where I live and then back, whereas normally I would run like loops around where I live just to stay kind of close. So it's a little bit different, but what we've been saying is got to get the work done. So we're actually almost to the full turnaround to my where I work, which is pretty interesting. So all things dependent, we may we may be running to my work and back and be probably close to a 5-mile run total, which is insane. But we didn't come here to not run far. That's what the whole marathon's about. So taking a breather. I'm not going to beat myself up over taking breathers today, especially after being off for 4 or 5 days in a row. So I'm not going to complain too much, but I still am going to push myself to my absolute limits. So yeah, so with that being said, from this point where I'm standing to my work, there should be no reason for me to stop like traffic is concerned. So if I stop, it's because I'm aching or hurting, which I also have a fun fact about that later, so don't let me forget when I tell you later. So we'll be it'll be an interesting last little bit. So Gotta try and make it to the end here, and we'll see how we're feeling, and catch you guys hopefully here in a minute. All right, so I think we reached our turnaround point. 2 full miles, not quite to where work is. Work's probably another quarter mile down, which is fine, but I may walk down there and walk back just to kind of loosen up and chill. But here is our end time: 2 miles in 20 minutes and 47 seconds. Let me scroll through. The average pace of 10 minutes and 22 seconds per mile, so not terrible. Now, of course, we did that also with stopping, so not exactly 10 minutes 22 seconds. Actually, I think I've been out. I took about a 2-minute breather when I stopped before I started recording, so I've probably been out total running for, I don't know, 35 total minutes and 15 minutes of break or so, 14-15 minutes of break. So, which is obviously not going to get the job done during the marathon, but in theory, if we continued at that pace, that's not a terrible marathon pace. So what I'm going to do on our way back actually is I'm going to start like a new run as far as the watch is concerned, but we're not going to stop. Anytime we want to stop, we're going to walk, and we're going to try and brisk walk, and we're going to see like truly how long it takes to run 2 miles. So that way we can actually get a gauge of where we're at as far as running goes. So pretty interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see what the actual time is when we get back to the house. So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of a breather, kind of catch myself. I've noticed that my ankle stability is really poor. I don't know if it's because of the shoes or because of just not running, or running far without training properly, or whatever. But we're fighting through the pain. It's not too bad. No broken ankles or anything like that. So pretty cool. I'll be happy with a 4 mile total run today, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I'll get the day count from when I actually started, or when I actually signed up for the marathon, when I get back to the house, and then we'll kind of go and see how long we've been training, just to kind of get a gauge where we're at. Like I said in the beginning, my goal is basically to increase a mile a week. I think at the moment we're currently exceeding that at the moment, if I remember correctly. So we'll get all the actual real numbers and data, and I'll put together my little spreadsheet when I get back and just show you what our progress has been, and I'll also make note of like how much I've stopped. I don't know if I have it in the older ones, but just know that there's probably a couple or a lot of stops, just because I'm out of shape working to get back in. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm gonna get off here and kind of enjoy a couple minutes while we're out, and maybe walk a little bit, get the legs a little refreshed and all that fun stuff. And then I won't notify when we start back. Actually, if all goes well, next clip will be in the house with everything to kind of summarize. So yeah, we'll see how things go. So I'm gonna enjoy a couple minutes, and we'll catch you at the end here. All right, I know I said I wouldn't update on this run till we got to the end, but so far we're doing good. We've only walked, I think, 4 total times, maybe only for a few minutes. Everything else has been run. I had to stop twice for pedestrian traffic, so overall not too shabby on this back leg. Let's finish up strong. We got a couple big hills to go up and down, so those will be fun to do, fun to be interesting. But yeah, right now I'm just taking like literally a 45-second breather, just to say, hey, we're doing pretty good. We're about 1 mile and 1.4 miles in with 16 minutes to go. So our time's up. Let's try and finish this strong, so we'll catch you at the end. All right, so we just finished up a 4 mile run. I have a detailed log of my things, so I'm going to go through that real quick. So the race we're running is the Flying Pig Race on May 4th of next year, 2025. I signed up October 2nd of this year. So basically we have a little less than 7 months from sign up to race day. First day, day one, we ran on October 5th, 1 mile, 9 minutes, 51 seconds. Day two, October 6th, 1.08 miles, average pace of 9 minutes, 40 seconds, with a total time of 10 minutes and 31 seconds. Day three, October 7th, 1.38 miles, average pace of 10 minutes, 31 seconds, with a total time of 14 minutes and 33 seconds. Day four, October 8th, 2 miles, average pace 9 minutes 52 seconds with a total time of 19 minutes 46 seconds. October 9th, we did not run that day due to whatever reason, I don't remember, but here going forward I would like to take some notes on that so we're not making excuses and we know why we didn't run and what we can do to make up for that. Fifth day of training, October 10th, 1.54 miles with an average pace of 9 minutes 5 seconds for a total time of 13 minutes 59 seconds. Excuse me. Day 6 of training, October 11th, 1.89 miles with an average pace of 10 minutes and 1 second with a total time of 18 minutes and 56 seconds. Day 7, October 12th, 2.75 miles with an average pace of 9 minutes 40 seconds for a total time of 26 minutes and 40 seconds. October 13th, we did not run for whatever reason. Day 8 for training, October 14th, 1.01 miles with an average pace of 8 minutes and 49 seconds and a total time of 8 minutes and 56 seconds. October 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, we did not run because of my fiance going back to work and I had to take care of my baby. I had to do my parental duties and unfortunately that took precedent over my training. Again, not an excuse, but it is what happened. So going forward throughout the work week, I will have to sit down and find a more reasonable schedule to find some time to run, whether it's immediately in the morning before we get up or immediately after work before it gets too dark and when everybody is kind of fresh for the day. Not to say I don't want to take care of my baby, but there should not be an excuse to not at least run a little bit. So we'll figure something out this upcoming week. And that brings us to today for the 9th day of training, October 20th. We did a split, as I mentioned earlier in the video, where our first one was a 2 mile straight out and back from the house. 2 miles with an average pace of 10 minutes 22 seconds for a total run time of 20 minutes and 47 seconds. However, I did stop quite frequently on that one and did not walk, so that total time was a total run time, not including stoppage time. And then on the way back, we ran 2.01 miles, so give or take that last little bit of feet. In this case, we did not stop other than a couple of times for pedestrian traffic and then once before the last hills of the race, again as mentioned earlier. So the average pace this time was 12 minutes and 2 seconds for a total run time of 24 minutes and 11 seconds, which brought our total for today as 4.01 miles, an average pace of around 11 minutes and 15 seconds for a total time of 44 minutes and 58 seconds. So yeah, so we're basically 16 days from training, nine of those 16 days, yeah, 9 of those 16 days we spent running, and I think we're progressing rather well, but we need to flip the script a little bit and kind of more have a defined training plan. We can't just go out and do it. Obviously we can tweak things when we are in the midst of the run, but we need to have kind of not necessarily a distance plan, but a strategic plan for how we're going to run going forward. So my current thought is throughout the week, I would like to run a shorter amount of distance, but work on getting faster, if that makes sense. So more along the lines of what we did in our first half of the run today, where we run, stop, and we count the total time ran. And on the weekends, whether it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have to do at least one long run. And based on the back half of the results today for the 2.01 miles, that will have to be a continuous tracking of both running and walking with minimal stoppage. So, for example, today, even for our pedestrian stops, like crossing the road and stuff is what I mean, it was maybe 30 seconds. I try not to take as much time. Obviously, we need to be safe on the road, and we can't interrupt the flow of traffic, especially on busy roads like we ran. So we'll have to be smart about that. But I think overall in that time frame, we stopped maybe, I think less than 3 minutes of total stoppage time for all that stuff. So I'm pretty proud of that. This run today, farthest run we ran, and we're only in total 2 weeks of, just over 2 weeks since we started running, a little over a week of actual training. So not too shabby, if I do say so. But we got to kick it into gear. You know, we've only got so long until race time, which we're still shooting for 5 hours, 5 hours time, which I think is about a 12-minute mile. I think is what I calculated it out to be. So pretty cool. I have to sit down with my fiance and go through our dieting plan. We have a lot of quesadillas that we're going to be making, which is kind of funny, but we're going to go through and kind of weigh things because I don't want to lose too much weight. I would like to stay at the same and put on a little more muscle. And I need to work on incorporating strength training. So that'll be for another day, but that's something I do need to start getting into. See, as far as notes to go for the rest, let's see. Overall, I've learned an awful lot about myself in training. As you can see, in 2 weeks' time, I've pushed myself quite a bit, and I've already started to see translations into normal day activities, especially with like finance and work and things I want to, like goals I want to accomplish in the future for my work career. So that's pretty cool. I'll have to have a dedicated sit-down video for that, just because I find it rather interesting. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Overall, I feel super, I would say less motivated and more disciplined, like we really need to get stuff going. And I'm working to go from disciplined to obsessed, because that will be where we find that last gear to really bring home the training. So I still have, I still think we're going to accomplish it in the 5 hours time frame. I think that's a very reasonable and awesome goal to achieve. Obviously, we're going to shoot for as best as we can. So again, pretty proud of everything that we've been able to achieve. So thank you for sticking on the journey so far. I also need to remember to record properly. As you'll see on the channel, I did not film day 7 or day 8. Well, I did film them, but I never got around to posting them and anything due to familial concerns or not taking the time to do it, which I need to be better at, just to keep the recaps going and keep the logs going, because in theory that means I never ran, but you know, it is what it is. So I think with all that, hopefully we can continue into this week. I think it's going to be a little bit of a rough week again, just to get into the swing of things and get things moving, which it is what it is. We still got to get the work done, but overall, I'm pretty proud of my training so far. It's been very rough, and I've persevered thus far, and we need to continue to persevere. And I thank the good Lord every day for giving me these challenges and giving me a supporting family to really help boost this goal of mine. Even though it may seem selfish, it's for the better of all of our family, I think. So yeah, with all that saying, I'll have to get the total day count. Maybe we can introduce that in tomorrow. Total day count until race time. I think we're at like 27 weeks or 27 and a half weeks, something like that. So we're really kicking in the time frame. So we got quite a ways to go. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but my goal is to increase 1 mile a week in my long run. So right now we're at 4. So by next weekend, I would really like to hit 5 mile run, even if it takes me an hour to do. It is what it is. We get through, and we'll focus on getting more in shape and faster until then. But I think this video will run on long enough today. So with all that said, thank you for tuning in. Again, feel free to like and subscribe if you want to follow along. I'm not worried about it. This is not what this is about. So yeah, with all that said, catch you tomorrow for tomorrow's run.